Welcome to the last video of this introduction about the nature of emotions. In this specific session, we will talk about where do emotions happen. I know the answer, obviously, and I think that you too. But the answer is very simple here in the brain. But specifically, where in the brain? We will find a specific area called the limbic system, in which most of the called emotional processes are performed by this area. According to a very classic and perhaps old way of understanding the brain as an evolutionary machine that has been adding layers of functional performing activities, the brain initially perform very basic activities regarding to basic bodily management processes, and these belong to the reptilian brain. Secondly, emerge a second level control area called the limbic system that add the capacity of create values for the informational inputs, internal or external. And finally emerged the neocortex, the upper level on the evolutionary process of human beings, and that made possible the emergence of the modern sapiens and the emergence of the symbolic processes. Inside this brain, here at the amygdala, we can find the limbic system. Does it mean that we are faced to a brain reductionism that we talk brainductionism? It's a very stupid word I have invented just for this session, I know, but the truth is that the trend or the fashion towards the neuronal methods that make possible the analysis of several actions has put a lot of people to talk about neuroethics, neurocognition of dance, neuromarketing, neuroeconomics, neuropolitics, neuro everything. Everything is neuro. It's true. Yes, it's like if we talk about atomic medicine, atomic dance, atomic everything contains atoms. So it's not excuse, but it's understandable. Why? Because, well, the brain is placed into the body, and at the same time there are other bodily mechanisms that are modulated by the brain, but that happens independently of it, that can be placed into the hormonal systems, into the neuromodulator systems, into the hormones. I will show you two examples. The first one is oxytocin. Oxytocin is called the hormone of love because it's a hormone that is released after sexual intercourses and make possible the establishment of long-term bonds among the practitioners of that sexual practices, because the person who experienced the releasement of oxytocin into his bodily system, feels the necessity of maintain a relationship with that person. It explains why we try to repeat with the same person or not. And secondly, adrenaline, that it's an hormone that produces a bodily reaction, preparation towards a fearful menace. For example, when somebody is trying to attack us, and our heart start to produce a higher movement, a more intense movement, just to produce a more intense flow of blood that distributes more oxygen into the muscles and produce specific responses that make possible a fast reaction to a situation that is dangerous. But it's not only gold that glitters. But for example, there is a person called Dale Decker in the United States that experiments more than 100 involuntary orgasms each day. So it's not funny. I think that, and I can understand that some of you can think, well, this is fantastic, 100 orgasms each day, but not, because he experienced this specific reward that was created by evolutionary forces in specific situations by which has not a specific meaning. It's the same that happens with chronic pain. Pain has a evolutionary expression, and it's understandable thanks to action-reaction, specific action-reaction activities. But when it's chronic, you has nothing against to react to. The same happens with this kind of physical reaction. In fact, because of so many orgasms, he has not sex with his couple, because it has no sense, and it affects his personal life because he has a family. It's not so funny. Nothing is white or dark. Just there are several degrees between any kind of things in which you can study. For example, between black and white realities. The world is much more complex than clear separations. This explains why, for example, people with specific hormonal disorders have very specific cognitive problems, or even they experiment in their own bodies emotional flavors of the world that affect how they will interact. For example, if you need to decide something very important in a very specific moment of your life, it's not the same if you are happy or you are depressed. Surely the analysis of the situation and even the possible outcomes of that situation is not the same. So emotions affect directly how we will make things with the information that we have. At the same time, we have discovered, and very recently has been possible to obtain a bodily map of emotions, that the fact that emotions are not happening inside the brain. Emotions are felt distributedly across the body. We can feel more intensively one emotion in one section of the body and another one in another one. And there is not a direct correlation between two physical interaction. Happiness is more broadly distributed than disgust. Disgust has a more upper body section interaction than happiness that affects the whole body. So the end remarks of this section are three. First of one is the limbic system is the main area of the emotional processes, but at the same time the emotional processing is distributed among the brain and the body. And finally, bodily states affect brain and consequently to cognitive processes. Thank you so much. Hope to see you in the next section.